Hi guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my 2024 to be read list. Of course, I hope I read more manga than this, but these are gonna be like the series that I'm prioritizing reading just because I've had them for a long time and I haven't really read them, or because the anime is done and I want to read them now. And there is one reread in here, but it's because I last read it like peak COVID was the last time I read it because I had just watched it and I just want to reread it. So technically I've already read that, but I still want to read it again this year at least. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. So in no particular order, we're going to start off with Fire Punch. So this is one of Fujimoto's other series, you know, the mangaka of Chainsaw Man. I love Chainsaw Man. I live, breathe Chainsaw Man. I literally cosplayed the entire weekend as different Chainsaw Man characters at YumiCon. And I'll probably do it again at Ishocon, but I digress. Anyway, so this is Fire Punch. It's about two siblings that are orphans, I believe. I honestly don't know that much about it. I know some people love it or hate it. That's what I do know. I know some people think it's like controversial, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that Fujimoto writes can be controversial, so I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, so this has 8 volumes in total. I own all of it, so I'm definitely gonna go ahead and try to knock this one out this month just because it's a little bit on the shorter side. And I need you guys to keep me accountable this year because I know I dropped off on my manga reading logs, but honestly, I didn't read that much manga in the later half of the year of 2023 just because I had started working, I moved, a whole lot of stuff was going on, so I didn't get to read as much as I would have loved to. So you guys are gonna have to hold me accountable to this list, and I will of course be making a year-end video at the end of 2024 about all the reads, but I'm gonna try to start my monthly manga reading logs up again if I read more series than the ones that are in here, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm really excited to read this. Still 8 volumes. I should be able to get through it relatively quick. I think I am gonna try to annotate or at least like use little sticky tabs while I'm reading all of these series this year. But yeah, so we're gonna try to read Fire Punch. Next up, I am definitely gonna try to read Mars. So I have owned Mars, like the completed series, for I want to say at least 2.5 years now. It was a journey trying to collect this, but I collected it and then I still never read it as soon as I finished collecting it. This was like a lot of people's like holy grail series that they wanted to collect, and of course I was like, let me jump on that. I want to collect it as well, and I've yet to read it, but everyone I know who's read it loves it, so I'm super excited to read this. It is a romance manga. I love romance. And yes, this does have plastic sleeve treatments because I saw someone had commented about plastic sleeve treatment before, but yeah, because this is a rare series, I do have all of them in plastic sleeves, just to keep them in the condition that they are in, because I have all my Mars volumes are in really good condition actually, which is super exciting because this is an old series. But yeah, so this has 15 volumes and then a prequel which is called Horse with No Name, so I'm going to try to read all 16 of those volumes this year and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I am a sucker for old shoujo art, to be honest. I know some people hate it because they look ridiculous, but I think it looks cool. And the next read that I'm definitely going to try to read in 2024 is going to be Nana. So I love the anime. I have yet to finish it though. Well, the anime technically isn't finished. Neither, yeah. I digress. You know what I mean. But I think there's 47 episodes. I think I watched 45 because someone had spoiled the manga for me. And I just like didn't want to watch it after that. I promise I'll try to watch that too. But I am definitely gonna try and read it. I love Nana. The art's stunning. I literally got a Nana tattoo like 2 months ago. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, so I feel like we all know about Nana. Everyone loves Nana. Yeah. There's not much to say about this other than the fact that I can't believe I haven't read it yet, and I've had it for a while. Especially since all those reprints came out, even though some of them were bosh. I won't talk about that. But yeah, so I've had this for a while and I haven't even like opened the manga, so definitely gonna try to read it this year. And the next series that I'm gonna try to read is gonna be Orange. So I can't believe Seven Seas did not advertise at all the box set that they had come out for this. So as I hate omnibuses, right? This is obviously an omnibus, but they released a box set and they're singles, so I think I'm gonna probably give this set, my like current set, to a friend and buy the box set, to be honest, because I really want the box set. The spines of those look so much better too. I don't know. Anyways, so I watched this anime. I was destroyed after. So it's about these high schoolers. She receives a letter from her future self, and she thinks it's like a prank, because like, what do you mean you're getting a letter from your future self? But as the days go on, things are actually happening in those letters like they said they would, and she has to save him. And we love Kakaru. I love him. I don't exactly remember the ending, and I don't know if the anime did the complete manga, since the last volume had just come out last year, even though the anime's been done for a while. So I'm not entirely sure about that, so definitely wanted to give it a reread because of that, and also because I want to buy the box set, so. And so the 5th series that I want to read this year is going to be Happiness. It's by Shujo Yoshimi. It is a vampire story from what I know, and I love vampires. I love Twilight, so I'm so excited to read this. But so I am gonna try to this video is gonna have a total of 12 series, so it's technically gonna be one for every month, but like I said, I hopefully will read more than that. But these are just gonna be like my main like to be reads, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so this is a vampire story about high schoolers. Like, what? That's cool. Twilight, literally. I'm a huge Twilight fan. Like, I've been like a huge Twilight geek since they came out, like when I was a kid. But so I love vampires and everything like that. So I'm super excited to read this. Also, because it's a Shujo Yoshimi work, so it's probably gonna be good. Unless it's gonna be like Aki no Hana, then I might not like it. So I also want to read Yashiki. I had watched the anime for this about 2 years ago. The anime was hilarious, and I feel like at some points I was laughing at points that I shouldn't have been laughing at, but it was just so funny. So I don't know, maybe it was inappropriate for me to laugh at some of those, but it was a good anime. I don't know what to say. So this is about him and another boy. So this is what is his name? Ichiro Inuyashiki. He's 58. He ends up getting diagnosed with cancer. So he looks like an old man. He looks much older than 58, obviously. So people kind of write him off as just like a old man, whatnot. But little do they know, he gets hit like one day by like it's like a comet, or like a, I don't know, like some kind of flying object hits the ground, and he happens to be standing there. But the next day he wakes up and he's like a completely different man, basically. So I'm excited to see how different the manga is from the anime. But since I really enjoyed the anime, I don't see why I wouldn't enjoy the manga, because usually you enjoy the manga a little bit better, but who knows. Next up, I have Monster. So I have the perfect edition, so these are omnibuses, unfortunately, but also these singles are so expensive. So I wasn't gonna collect them. Also because the covers make like a giant picture. Like if you put all 9 of them together, it's a giant picture, and then all of the spines also like kind of line up. I don't know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so my friend has been like begging me to watch the anime adaptation, but I have not. So I said I'll read it. Hopefully that's good enough to talk about, but I honestly don't know much about this series. It was kind of a series that I just kind of wanted to buy because the covers were so cool, because they made that giant picture. I'll go ahead and include a TikTok to what it looks like when they're all put together. But I don't know. Like, I literally have no idea what this is about. Let's see. Everyone faces uncertainty at some point in their lives. Even a brilliant surgeon like Kenzo Tema is no exception, but there's no way for him to know that his decision to stop chasing professional success and instead concentrate on his oath to save people's lives will result in the birth of an abomination. The questions of good and evil now take on a terrifying real dimension. So, seems interesting. Kind of sounds like Frankenstein. Maybe I'm crazy, but I am excited to read this. I know I have a ton of friends who love monsters, so maybe I'll finally be able to talk to them about it. This next series is a little bit silly. We have Sweat and Soap. So I remember when this first came out and I was like disgusted. I was like, you're kidding. Like, what do you mean like he wants to sell her sweat? That was weird. But so it's about the 2 of them. So I guess she has bad BO, and he is like the CEO or like developer, or he makes soap, and it's the only soap that she can use that like has her BO, I guess. But he likes how she smells, so I don't know if he likes the scent of his soap that he makes or what's going on in there, but we're gonna read that and find out. But yeah, like I was saying, I was literally like disgusted when this first came out, but apparently it's a really good series. It's pretty silly. So I'm excited to read it. I'm sorry for my first impressions of it. So if this turns out to be really good, I'm gonna like bite myself in the foot. So now this next series I'm super excited to read. It's Perfect World. So I love like reunion stories where like high school, like they went to high school together and they meet years later in the future, blah blah blah. So that's what happens with them. But of course, this is her high school crush, and they meet at the reunion, and he's in a wheelchair now due to a spinal injury, and their relationship kind of builds on that, is what I am getting like the gist of from obviously the covers and everything like that. One of the covers is a huge spoiler, but I digress. It's a cute cover, so I'll let it go. But I'm super excited to read this. Like I said, I love when they meet each other again, and it's like, you know that like the saying, like, right person, wrong time. Obviously in high school, maybe you don't know exactly what's gonna go on in the future, if you're actually gonna have a future with that person or whatnot. So meeting each other again is like a perfect, like, I don't know, rekindling like their love. I love that. I love that idea. So I'm super stoked to read this. Also just because I'm a sucker for romance, so. So the next series that I really want to read is DTH Hedoro, and I believe this just got renewed for another anime like season. I could be wrong, but I know a ton of people are posting it on Instagram, and that's what I think it was. I never read into it, but I also haven't watched the anime. But what I understand is that there's two groups of people. So there's people with animal heads, and then there's people that are sorcerers. So I guess kind of like, if you think of like a sorcerer, like Jujutsu Kaisen, people with like magical powers, essentially, and they're kind of like fighting each other, is what I understand. So it's a blood-spattered battle between diabolical sorcerers and the monsters that they created. Okay, so the animal head people, the sorcerers made. So that's another interesting plot development. But yeah, so a ton of people love this. I'm excited to read it. I've had this for a while. The art is super cool. I actually have the Q Hayashida art book. I flipped through it a few times. I haven't looked too much into it because I didn't know if there'd be any spoilers for the series itself. But the art is so cool, so I'm excited to read this. And next we of course have Attack on Titan. So as we all know, the anime was finally finished. I still have no idea if that was an anime only ending or if that's an ending true to the manga. So we're definitely gonna give this a read. I was lucky. I made it through the entirety of Attack on Titan without being spoiled, which was a surprise. I obviously know the ending now that I finally finished watching it. But yeah, I'm super excited to read this because, I don't know, like I wanted to read it, but then I was like, well, I want to wait for it to finish. And that was the whole thing with the anime. I had originally started watching it when season 4 part 2 was like airing, and I was like, oh, it's on, like, let me watch the previous 3 seasons and part 1 of season 4. And then I'll watch part 2 as it's airing, and then it never finished, and then we had to wait, like, what was it, like 3 more seasons, and then yeah, I digress. I don't even want to talk about that. But so that was a journey trying to get through that without getting spoiled with the story. But I'm excited to read the manga and see how it compares to the anime. We all know Attack on Titan, it's like everyone's like holy grail, I swear. But it was really good. I was crying. I was like punching myself, like trying to fight back like tears. I ended up crying anyways. But so we're excited to read this and see if I cry. The last series on my 2024 to be read list is Banana Fish. So like I said, there was one series that I've read, and this is the series that I've read before. I definitely want to reread it because I recently rewatched the anime. I was in a lot of tears. I don't want to talk about it. But Banana Fish is one of my favorite animes of all time, I want to say. It was just so good. I was crying so much. I was watching it on a like 24-hour long car ride back from Colorado, and that's like kind of what got me into collecting manga and like, I don't know, just like everything basically. So it's a big part of me, and it's just one of my favorite series, so I love it so much. I love Ash. I love the series so much that every single time that I go to New York, ever since consuming Banana Fish as media, I try to go to the New York Public Library and go into the Rose Reading Room. And out of like, I think I've been to New York 6 or 7 times, maybe more since then. And I've only been let in once. I was even there for his birthday one year. Didn't get in. But I did get in not my most recent trip, but the trip before that, I actually made it inside, which was really exciting. It's really beautiful in there, actually. But yeah, I'm going again this one, so maybe they'll let me in again. Who knows? They didn't let me in the last time, so who knows? Maybe they won't let me in. But I don't know. There's not much to say other than I love this story so much. This is another example of like right person, wrong time. Like, If Edgy had gone at any point, any other time, maybe things could have turned out differently, but who knows if that would have been for the better or not. Maybe the relationship would be the same if that had happened, but I digress. If you haven't read this, please read this with me this year and let me know your thoughts, or at least watch the anime. It's so good. I really can't recommend it enough. I love the series so much. But that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, enjoyed my rambling about everything that I want to read this year, and hopefully you guys hold me accountable. So if you see me reading some silly stuff that I shouldn't be reading, tell me to stop and tell me to read my series on my to be read, because my to be read is extremely long and this is only a small portion of it. Unfortunately, I have a ton of series that I need to get through, but these are going to be the series that I'm going to be prioritizing this year. And yeah, so all of my socials will be linked down below in the description box if you want to go ahead and stalk me there as well. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!